I say I love you often. I think we both do, especially when we get off the phone. I think it's just a common thing. It's just automatic, and I don't know, it just gives reassurance that thinking of you, you know, we're committed to one another, and you know, we put a lot of value into each other. And so even when we aren't on the same page, and there are those stressful moments in life, they always come. And yes, we do end each conversation with "I love you" when we're on the phone together, and just to, yeah, it's kind of like that rule where, you know, never go to bed angry at night. And so we just always try to make sure we're at least on somewhat of a level, you know, playing field.
Probably one of the ones we started earliest on was, you know, every night before we go to bed, we kiss each other. Every morning before I leave for work, I kiss her goodbye. And that was just something like that just stuck. I mean, that's just something we continue to do. So I think kissing every night and every morning, you know, for our marriage was just that, you know, it's a physical touch. It's an acknowledgement of one another. In our car, the cup holders are, you know, one's forward, one's rear, and just seems like we've always had cars that were that way. And so the driver gets the rearmost cup holder. And this has just become a thing, I think, just more out of a sense of order and, you know, who's got what. And probably, if I think back, it was probably a result of someone drinking someone else's drink. But
I think so you didn't have to put your hand over the, you know, the whatever you call it, the stick shift or gift shift. Yeah. So you didn't have to reach over that to grab your cup. So so the driver always gets the rear. Yeah, I think through our travel, through Eric's travel especially, sometimes he's gone for 2-3 nights at a time, and it's just, we just make it a point that we just talk every night. So when the kids were home and they were young, you know, of course we were all together for family dinners and always talking, but even prayer time on our bed, we'd all gather on our beds and we would talk through things. So that was always fun. But now that we're empty nesters, we just try to communicate and catch up, and it's always something we look forward to. So something that we've done early on is be in small group, and it really developed just this great community of friendship and with other fellow believers, and those did turn out to be sometimes a lot more fun, and we always had a devotional and we would discuss topics. But I think as we grew and matured in our faith too, we started to see the importance of being in women with women and men with men, and accountability groups. And it really just took us on a deeper dive, and really helped us grow.
We get up in the morning, we do our Bible study, we pray. For the most part, that's separate. We pray together, I'll say randomly. That's a weakness for us, and we know it, and that's something we need to work on.
Yeah, we have our prayer time individually, but we also we were intentional about praying with our children. And sometimes that just meant us all, especially when there were important decisions to make, like we were about to move to Wisconsin. We were trying to decide if that was a really good idea. And we just gathered all of the kids on the bed, and for, probably, I want to say for 2-3 months we did that, and we would just all pray about it and kind of came about that decision together. So it was really a powerful time, I think, for all of us and our kids too.
But serving, you know, has been an important thing to us in our marriage. I think it's part of a broader, we both believe it's part of a broader stewardship piece, time, talent, and treasure. And we like to serve together. I mean, we like to be together. So we like to serve together. I think it's part of like being on mission together. So we've chosen things together. Not always. Sometimes we've both done, separate things too. But we like to always pick something where I think it gives you a unified purpose on things too, which it builds connection.
Started in high school ministry, and now it kind of comes full circle a little bit. We're now involved with United, doing college ministry, got involved as a host home, at which we are loving doing that together and meeting for coffee and lunches and dinners and whatever, playing games. It's just been really fun.
The last person up makes the bed. And, part of it was just, I think at first, just to make sure it got done. But it's developed into a thing where you just do it, for each other. Similar to we have our own quirky thing about making lemon water in the morning. So, whoever's up first makes lemon water, the other one had to make the bed. So there's kind of this, you're going to end up doing something.
Lemon water and coffee.
Right, you make the coffee too, right? Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah. We try to eat together pretty much every meal. If we're in the house together and it's a meal time, we eat together. That developed, I think, more so with the kids, but even generationally with our family. And it's been a time of family community, and it's just something we kept going as empty nesters as a couple.
Yeah, we lived near Eric's family when the kids were growing up, and his mother would always have Tuesday night dinners. So she would watch our children, whatever ones were in school, and then she would make dinner. I would have the day off, and it just worked out really nice. We continued and carried that on, and yeah, family dinners have just been really important to sit around and communicate. And we're foodies, so all of our kids have learned to cook, and it's just been a really fun time together. We had the opportunity on our first anniversary to go away together, and then Eric's parents, wanted to watch, our children, or our one child at that time, and so we started doing that every year. Usually in the fall, we would go away in like September, October, and just a few days, didn't really matter where it was, and it was just a time of renewal and connection. And when we would come back, it would seem like, the kids had gotten bigger, they had grown, but we were renewed, and it was good for us, it was good for the kids. The kids got time with their grandparents, and it was one of the things I really treasured. We continue to do it today.
So in our household, we tried our best at the beginning of our marriage to institute tithing. I can't tell you that we did that real effectively early on, but we got our legs under us pretty well with tithing when we were in our early 30s.
It's just helped us to really see God at work in our lives, because He's always protected us and shown us that you can trust me through everything. And we just think that tithing's part of that. It just kind of all goes together. Even when I'm, down on my knees and praying, just knowing that I don't have to worry, that He's going to bring us through.
We've pretty much from day one of marriage, we go to church. It's almost every Sunday. I mean, it's rare that we miss. That was generational. I mean, we had parents and grandparents that's just what you did. I think what that does is you're there. So that gives you the word not just from how you got it at home studying it yourself, you get it now in a worship service amongst all this other community of believers. I think it's very affirming to here you are with all these other believers, and there's a value to that. Well, I think that the rules that we've developed, over throughout our marriage have focused us on how do we do things together, how do we do things, in the home, in community, in our faith life. I think it's helped to bring some structure to that. Now that we sit here and formally talk through that kind of thing, boy, it'd be great to have 2020 hindsight of having formally done that when you were, a newly married couple, to sit down and pen that out.
One of the things that I think we've really learned to do in our marriage is really lean into God with trust, because throughout our marriage we've had a business sold that was completely unexpected. We've had two transitions, life-changing moves, because we were a really close-knit family, and to be far apart from your family at this point creates some challenges and wondering where God's taking you. And so we've had to really put a lot of trust and be patient and wait for things to kind of play out. Through our transitions, trust has been the thing. It's kind of been my word last year, is just trust. He's got it. He's been preparing us all this time with different discipleship groups, accountability groups, whatever, and to bring us out here to Sioux City, and it's been great.
God certainly provided for our family, when there's been struggles, difficulties. God every time saw us through these things. There was more change in our life, and we ended up moving out to Sioux City. God provided for us again. I mean, things that we prayed for with our kids, with community, it just, when we listened, then those things fell into place, those things came. There were moments we didn't listen, and they didn't come. So I think we've seen a very clear path of where God has provided, and that helps you to trust more.
We trusted, and we're so excited, honestly, to be out here now, because the community that we prayed so hard for, we are getting it in abundance here. I mean, there's just been so many blessings. We've met so many great people here, and we're just grateful.
But as we talk through it here, I mean, it becomes clear that trusting in God really is the overarching rule in our household.